Welcome everyone to the ICTS podcast. My name is Wenjie, and joining us today will be Rovan, Mishraf, and Hannah. Today we're going to be discussing about mental health. Now, mental health is a pretty common topic nowadays, but well deserved, since mental health is an integral and crucial part of your well-being. Now, mental health includes your social, emotional, and psychological well-being. Therefore, we will strive to be as appropriate as we can for this episode. Now, since this episode will be a slightly more serious tone compared to our others ones, right? I prepared many questions here on my list. Start talking about mental health particularly. I guess we should start with the first question.
Yeah. Let's
For
let's
sure.
start.
Now, first question: has anyone here experienced a mental illness?
No, I have not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think the
No
least thing is just only stress.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
stress.
just
that's the least thing.
Mm, I guess that is considered something though. So then, how do you cope with stress then?
I feel like I just do something that I really like. I just stop doing the things I hate and I just continue with the things I love to do.
yeah. I agree. It's like
Yeah.
you just do something that makes you feel happy for the time being. Just to release your stress. For me, it's just gaming.
For sure,
Gaming?
for sure.
Yeah.
I'll go for a walk.
A walk.
Oh,
Nice.
Like
What about you,
alone.
Anja?
me. When I feel particularly stressed out, right? Um, for me, I take a breather. Like either I'll exercise to try to just like you could say forget about it for the time being to release stress, or I would just take a sit down and take a breather and just recollect everything, all my thoughts, right? To just see whether this is worth stressing over, and if it is, right, how I can solve it. Then I just will feel much more calmer already. That's how I relieve my stress when it happens.
Yeah.
All right, next question, right? Let's say when you have an issue that you want to talk about, do you get ever feel hesitant or like it's a bit hard to like tell this to somebody?
It really depends actually. It really depends on how you feel towards the person. If you're like really close to the person, I think I'll be much more easier to open up than to a person that I'm not close with.
Yeah. Also, it's like about the situation. It depends on the situation. Some situation you go to a specific somebody, and a different situation you go to someone else. It depends on that.
I think right, if I can handle it myself, I will like keep it to myself. Like if I really cannot handle it, I'll just go to my parents.
Yeah. But sometimes, most of the times, I think I could handle myself lah, and I don't really need to tell other people about it. What about you,
Yeah.
Jie?
Well, I mean, last time, right, I actually used to bottle up my stress, because I'll relate this more later, but I just say in very brief here. In Center 6, right, there's a lot of things that I didn't know and a lot of things that I thought was right or wrong. So I didn't really tell anyone. First, I never told my parents because I thought that there was not really a point to tell them since I guess you couldn't call them. Nah, I can't. You can't really say it's the best thing to tell them that. So I bought up most of them, but then only within these 4 years of me entering the middle school, I only learned to be able to open up and tell my friends about it. So when I have anything like that I'm concerned about and I think I really need help, right, I will contact my friends. But then recently, I've also a bit like Rovan, where for the most part, the issues are minor. So I've learned to just overcome it myself slowly by taking a briefer from what I said about the stress earlier.
Yeah.
So mostly just friends who I open up to.
Is it just me that during like our primary, did you guys like experience like thinking of mental health as not a big of a problem? I feel like because during my from standard 5 and standard 6, I think I did the same thing. I bottled up my feelings, bottled up my thoughts. I think. Do you guys experience like that? Like during standard 5, standard 6?
During
Early
the
primary actually.
primary time, I don't think I ever encountered any big problems, but I have like uh one time I think I bottled up my feelings like you guys said. I think I was being bullied or something. Yeah. And then I didn't decide to tell my parents or anything, and figure it out myself.
I think during primary school, right, I have a bit of depression lah. I tend to shut myself away from others, not talking, just like keep myself away from others lah. But I overcome it like time flies lah. Slowly I will overcome it lah.
When I was in primary school, I don't think I ever thought about mental health ever though.
Mm.
Like I guess you could say it's a simpler time lah. You know, you don't really think about much. You just think about, oh, I want to play Pokemon Go. You know, hey, my friend got Pikachu on that too. I never really thought much of that. It's only during standard 6, I didn't think about mental particularly. I just thought about my situation. No? So basically, during the entire primary school, I never thought a single thing about mental health. Only when I reached secondary, like right in here, I only started thinking it's important.
Yeah, I think when we
I think
grow older, mental
We
health
tend
is
to
something
understand
really,
better.
yeah,
yeah.
mental health is really important to us.
Yo, my next question. Alright, so what do you guys think is the cause of mental illnesses? There are quite a few though, from what I see.
The cause for mental health, it usually starts when someone bottle up their feeling or they have the fear of telling someone because they think that maybe that someone wouldn't care or that someone wouldn't want to listen. I think mental health or like depression or anything that relates to sadness comes from fear, you know? Fear of not telling people.
I think I agree with that.
I think mental illness comes from either like trauma or something from the past. Especially like for example, like for me, I think during my form one I struggle with like stress. I always like sleep late times, didn't take care of my mental health. I think I just set it aside. The only thing in my form one, I think I just plan to like finish every work by the next day. For example, like BM.
I think
And
mental health, right, is caused by like a lot of things like you can say like having like a few friends or medical condition that cause mental health or the way we feel. But I think like majority of mental health is caused by fear lah, technically.
in my opinion, right, like uh this might be a bit wild lah. I do not know if mental health is worsening within like this like 40 years lah. Like I do not know if people in 1960 were happier than in 2020. I do not know that. But to me it feels like people are less happy. And I think like how mental illness happens, right? It happens to probably most people, not a severe one. Like I think some people will go through at least a bit of depression with like every single person will go through a little bit during a few years, I suspect. And let's say like I just say my experience is when I was form two, you guys know what's PTSD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can definitely cannot compare myself to anyone. It's not even diagnosed also lah. It's just some symptoms because I felt betrayed by my friend because I trusted him a lot and I told him a lot, right? Like what I want to do, what I want to what. And turns out he kind of betrayed me lah. I'm still good friends with him. It's just he told me that he was afraid of me leaving him, so he tried to keep me in the place because he saw me like get growing away, growing to a different person, So he tried to keep me at one place. So I felt really betrayed lah, and I got like for a few months, right, I've had those like symptoms of PTSD for a bit low. I got over it lah. So to me, it feels like the main causes is just whatever happens in life, right, and maybe how you look at life. Maybe your expectations or something
For real.
can affect lah. Many things can cause mental illness. Even the littlest things for some people. That's my opinion.
Yeah, for real. For real on that. The times are like that.
What is it?
No, there's times are like that. There's some people.
Yeah lah. But I cannot say he's a bad guy. He's still a good person, no. Just everyone's different, Cannot say that. Cannot say it's bad also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to see the bad in people. Most people are considered good lah.
Mm.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys like ever like feel stressed out during these MCO times
No.
or this
Not really.
lockdown? No.
You?
No?
No, I do not. But I know some people do stress out, like, parents, students, they stress out for exams, some stress out for work,
Exam.
and sometimes like the leading cause for depression.
To some other
Actually,
people,
Yeah,
they do it.
some people can't take it, and then you know bad things happen.
I guess so. Is it like because the COVID-19 pandemic, you think affects like mental health, right?
Yes, because some companies shut down, and then they don't want workers. They just fire their workers off, and then they lost income. Maybe the worker has kids of four, need to feed the family. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's like that.
it's
I think like there are like some small businesses couldn't even set off since like because of the pandemic.
yeah.
Because I have like my cousin's friend. He started like a business like earlier like before COVID, and then like throughout like mid year of 2020, like he had to shut it down because of how it is, right?
There's no
That's why.
business.
Yeah, we can say business is one of the main reasons of depression, or maybe,
Not
Maybe
sure.
when,
people losing their jobs cause the depression or
yeah,
stress.
stress, bad mental health. Yeah.
I guess I can't imagine like imagine if like let's say you're a father of a family of like four lah, like what you said.
Hmm.
Like if you lose your income, your main source of income because of the COVID pandemic, right? Like I mean, I don't think I can imagine like fully visualize how much stress he's feeling, because the guy has to raise four kids. Now he doesn't have an income. And then it's just like, yeah, I guess I mean, like right now, 2020, 2021, times are really tough for some people out there.
For
It,
real on that, bro.
it's even worse if the parent is a single parent, you know.
Oh my god, yeah lah. And then I also heard like some people, right? From what I heard, normally they say COVID-19 pandemic got some blessings also, maybe. Like people get to spend more time with your family, ma. You stay indoors,
Ah,
so
yes.
people bond together.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. But I also heard that it's also quite common is that let's say the family doesn't get along well, the dad and mom argue, right? And that's usually what happens normally. Then the pandemic sets in right there, see each other every day. Then you can imagine where it goes. It goes all downhill from there. So I also heard it gets even worse for some people, like even within family, not just the business. Some people just start arguing already, and they can't even leave the house.
Yeah, there are pros and cons. You either, spend more time with your family, or you could, you know, have more arguments in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, kind of
I agree, I
sucks.
agree. But,
So first, uh, you guys don't have to answer this if you can, but I'll ask you guys these three questions, right? When were you at your lowest point in your life so far, lah? Who helped you overcome it? And if there was anyone, who did you reach out to?
I think my lowest was in standards. I literally standard six. Standard six, I think. Standard six to standard five, I think was my lowest because I had this like one mindset between like, oh, this person can only hang out with this person, and then my person can only hang out with like certain people. Basically, I'm basically saying that I can only hang out for certain people because of their popularity. That's what I think. And then I used to be like fat also. I think that is also it took a toll on me also. I think I like had like um list of thoughts of things throughout my standard six and standard five. I think that was like the lowest I've been.
And how did you
Yeah,
overcome it?
just like move on with things. I just move on with things. I just did it in my head. Try not to think about. No, not really. Try not to think about it. I just figured it out. Move on with the puberty and stuff. I think puberty changed me. Puberty changed me a lot, I think.
as we mature older. Yeah, I agree. Uh, when I was at my lowest, I don't have a particular time when I was at my lowest, but there were recent nights where you have uh not depressing thoughts lah, but
Sad
when
thoughts.
nighttime you have like deep thoughts in your head and you just think about life, you think about school, you think about friends, think about family, and thoughts get to get
It
it,
gets
it,
to
it,
you.
it turns sad sometimes. Yeah, it turns sad, it turns sometimes happy, sometimes sad, but how I overcome it is uh I listen to songs. Yes, I listen to sad songs. No, but serious though, yeah, I listen to songs, okay, and a few hours later I sleep. Next day I feel better. Better.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
Same thing, same thing. I almost experienced that same thing.
this is something
is,
natural,
is
I
it like
guess.
is
Hmm?
it like, man, this is real life, you know that thought where you just sit down and you're like, man,
Yeah,
everything I look at is real right now. This is real.
there's
I'm
one
not dreaming.
question I always ask myself at night. I was like, what's next, Like, what do I do next? Where is my life going? You don't know that your next step. So, you can go sad, you can go happy, you never know. Yeah, enough
Pretty
about
deep
me.
stuff.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah, Unche.
Well, I do have a lowest point actually, lah. From what I recall so far. I don't know about the future. Maybe there'll be more next time. But for the time being, right, my lowest is actually standard six, like Aisha also at six. Now, I've quite a bit to say lah for this one. So for standard six, right, um, I remember I really like talking to people. I wanted to meet new people. I remember I said proudly that my entire class is my friend. I like my class. My
Mm-hmm.
class, everyone in my class is my friend,
Oh.
and I've said that with a pure smile, with like happiness. Now the thing is, I didn't really know what I was actually doing though, because back then, right, I never noticed it, but now whenever I recall back, right, back then I was a people pleaser. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
So like, if one person is sad, right, I want to like, I also feel sad, because I want to make everyone happy. That's what I remember. That's what I wanted to do. But then the thing is, right, I basically disregarded myself, right? I mean, I was also really fat back then, actually, I guess. When I was 76, I was really fat. Like,
What up, gang? What up?
Okay,
gang, what
bro.
up? So I had this thinking, right? Because I remember I got made fun of by people being fat, lah. Like when I was even younger. But everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you huge sumo clown, you clown sumo," and I felt really bad, lah. So basically, my thought, right, is that who want to talk with a fat, sweaty man, right? Like he's just fat, man. So I had this like particular thinking that people don't like to talk to fat people, and I was a fat person in the class. So someone plus I'm a people pleaser, right? So then the thing is, when I said that my whole class is my friends, right? It's not exactly true. It's more like, the person, the secondary friend, the guy you're like, hi, yo, what's up, man? Then your real friends come over, oh, yo, what's up, guys? Then you walk away, and then the guy just stuck there. That was me for standard six. It was kind of sad, lah. And you know what? No, this is also kind of depressing to say, but usually at standard six, right? Every day I'll come back home. I mean, usually I always say that I want to tell my mom I'm sad, man. I want to tell my mom I'm sad. But then something good happens every day, right? So then I come back home with a smile on my face, like legit happy smile, like this, bro. I mean, it was pretty depressing, basically being a people pleaser and just a servant. So then the thing is how I overcame it.
Have
Have
you
you,
ever
have
I'm
you
not
seen the
sh-
internet when someone body shame people?
Yeah.
Yeah, the comment sections are like something. It's wild, man. It's really wild.
really.
Yeah.
have you Robin? Have you got body shamed
Uh,
for being
no, I have not. I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Have
I don't
you?
think Robert gets body shamed.
No.
Robin gets body shamed?
Have any of
Uh,
y'all get body shame before?
No.
Alright.
No,
It's
Yeah,
okay,
man.
Winter.
it's just the thoughts.
Now listen, this is a bit what lah. I remember back then when I'm in the shower, I only could see my stomach. Now I don't. Now I cannot already. You see the fat people. Mission knows what I'm talking about. One. All I can see is your stomach. Now no more already. No more already. I can see flat tummy already.
Flat
Wow,
tummy.
proud.
That's good.
Yeah, flat
It's
tummy. Let's
literally,
go.
it's literally such a goal, just to feel yourself, just to feel fit and everything. I think just being fit in general helps you a lot. Not gonna lie, I
Yes.
think so.
That shaming is bad lah. Like definitely.
I
I'm not
think
gonna go
I
too in
think
detail.
I think it's like just the lowest thing you can do. The lowest thing you can do to someone. Just calling them by who they are actually.
You should
Alright.
encourage them to get
I think
fitter.
it's
That's
just
what I think.
really shitty thing to do.
What about you, Hannah?
What about you? What about you? Enough of
Yeah.
us.
Let's hear.
My lowest time was in primary standard 5 and standard 6 lah. Like I was an outcast for 2 years like straight lah. I was like, because I'm a friendly person lah. I like to make friends with everyone, like get to know everyone. But I tend to not become myself lah. Like I tend to shut the real me and become what people like. Cause I'm really afraid of what people think of me, so I tend to not become myself. And yeah lah, it's kind of a bit sad lah. I don't feel happy when I'm not myself lah. So I feel like really down all the time. Like after when I come back from school, I usually come back with a happy smile. But once I go into my room, I'll just be like, life sucks, man.
Life sucks.
Life sucks.
Ah,
Man. It's so hard. Like sometimes I question myself, like, why am I in this world? Why am I here? What's my purpose, like in this life lah? At standard 6 technically. But how I overcome was like it just go by lah. Naturally overcome, just become back the real me instead of becoming the fake me lah.
I mean, it's tough lah. It's tough when you want to make friends. You have to put up a fake face,
Yeah,
something
it's true.
people want. Then, in the end, you feel shit for yourself. Like, why do you do that? You know?
Yeah lah. Technically that's how I feel lah.
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you.
oh man.
Yeah,
The thing is,
I wanna ask. Yeah, do you girls like also have like deep thoughts also at night? I'm very curious on that.
Deep thoughts as in
Like what Rowan said just now.
Like every night, you just think about life.
Thinking about something.
I have lah, but I'm not sure about other girls, but I'm pretty sure everyone has deep thoughts before lah.
Yeah, I think deep thought is quite common for
It's
everyone.
common for everyone. Even I have.
Yeah, it's just when
Mm,
life
good to
hits you down, you just sit there and think about life.
You just sit down and zone out
Yeah.
somewhere.
Good to know. Good to know.
yeah, guys, I got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I thought? This is a bit of also quite kind of deep, you could say. You know how sometimes when like people are going through tough times, some people feel like they're the only one in the world. You know that feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
Well,
think
you
I
feel
think
like everything against you like that ah.
mhm. I think like
from what?
last year. There's some days which is like this. Like the world is against you. There's some thoughts I have recently. But not most of the time lah. They're just certain times.
This is
Okay,
getting depressing, man. This is getting sad, bro.
don't worry.
It's a
Dude.
tough thing.
It's
No,
only
no.
11:30, man.
It's 11:30.
It's fine. This is what we needed, man. A bit of
Feeling
depressing.
depressed in the morning.
It's so depressing in the morning.
Sad already.
Why?
But guys,
Mm-hmm.
so from what I thought, right, is like since sometimes you feel like everything's against you, like you're the owner of the world, right? I thought this like, wait, hasn't everyone like before us, let's say our fathers, our mothers, our don't know who, the uncle down the street has been through this already? How many countless times already? So it's like everyone, everyone's been through this. Now this is my own personal opinion, right? I believe most people who are alive today, most cannot say all, are strong by themselves already, in their own way, right? Like what they've been through and what they go through, they still want to continue doing what they want to do, or to continue living, right? In my opinion, I feel like that is very strong to continue forward, because life, to me, no suffering equals no life. Life equals suffering. That is a confirm. but that doesn't mean you have to suffer. So it's like it is your choice. Whatever you do, for the most part, it's up to you. Like let's say people say bad thing about you. They say like, oh man, you're such a dumb shit. You know, oh you're stupid, right? Like this is also another thing that is slightly off topic, but it kind of relates also. Where like they say bad things, right? Usually you will feel sad, right? But this is completely true. Whatever they say, right? Whether it affects you or not is dependent on whether you'll let it affect you or not. So it's up in your control actually.
That one
It
I
is in
agree.
your control whether you feel offended. If you don't feel offended, right, their words, they only say so much, right? It's up to you to feel it. And if you choose not to feel it, right, that is up to you, and that's pretty strong also. And it's just what I thought lah
Yeah, yeah.
about like mental and stuff.
I agree. I
But people
agree.
with that mindset is like, damn, bro.
Yeah, but we have to understand like not everybody can think like this, or
Definitely
like
not lah.
what you said, because some people, which I have experienced, they they don't think like that. They just take whatever society gives them, even when society give them a tons of bad stuff,
Ton of
and
shit.
they just take it in, even though how many time you tell them just to neglect what they say, but they can't do that, and those people are the ones that's suffering from mental health. You know,
It's not their fault though. You cannot
yeah,
blame them.
it's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ask for it. Yeah.
And they don't ask to be offended also. It just sometimes, happens. But I do believe you can control it, like you reach a certain point. Not saying that everyone will, and that doesn't mean you're weak if you feel offended also. That is not true. I don't believe that you can call people weak from that also.
Yeah. Also,
Because
like
eventually
I agree that what Wenjie said just now. What is life without hard times? You know, if we want everything and we got it the next second, what's the point in life then? You know,
Yeah.
there's no point in life.
For real.
creative mode.
So, I guess things do happen for a reason.
Things do happen for a reason.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yes, I believe that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to move on to the next question?
Let's go.
What's the next question?
Alright.
Let's hear it.
Next question. I got it in my paper here. So I came up with this just now actually. So why do some people, especially in let's say more Asian communities, let's say Taiwan or China, why do people shun mental illnesses, like mental illness? If someone has it, why do they shun it?
Shun it.
Like how to say? Let me give an example. From what I heard, right? Normally in the more conservative, maybe in China or Taiwan, when a family member is going through something, right? Let's say they have anxiety thanks to all the pressure like placed upon them, right? Their family will not believe that he has anxiety. They will say, my my child is not crazy, and they will never believe it, and they will
Mm.
keep pressuring it.
Well,
Okay. Yeah. I get. I
Why do you
get.
think that happens?
Well, I think you just
mm,
explained it. They don't believe. They don't believe in such mental health. I don't think they understand what mental health is. Maybe
I
Or
think
they.
there are
is it,
some people who don't understand
or
Yeah.
is it because their parents didn't experience it before? That's why they don't know whether the child
Mm.
has it or not.
Yeah. It could be that because they don't understand what they are going through, and then they just say, "Oh, you're fine. Just knock it off." But sometimes it can be a really big problem for the child, or someone.
Yeah.
And also in China, right, their school is really tough.
It's really
They
strict.
Right. But again, like their schools are like damn strict gila.
mm-hmm, they push the students really hard. Even when they do PJK, right? You know how they
Yeah,
stand?
bukan like
They stand
PJK
like
like they ni ke. They like the kids like within like 6 or 7 years old, like they just already like macam already taking to sports, extreme sports.
yeah. They do acrobats, and then you know
Chinese
how
martial arts.
yeah, martial arts and basketball, ping pong. I don't know. They just train really really hard.
They study from morning till night. Though
No,
they don't
no,
leave
yeah.
school.
it's even worse if they go like those boarding school, you know?
Boarding school.
Yeah, boarding school, like they sleep they stay in the school and they train every day from morning to night, then sleep morning to night again. It's really tough lah, guess.
I think I'll say my take of the thing of why they shun it. So I'll say about the Taiwan one. I've watched a few games. I know that I don't watch. Yeah, I watched the free people play games, right? And I also read a bit of like how Taiwan is lah. I don't know. I can't say about China. I don't know. But from what I know, right, sometimes in Chinese society, right, it's mostly the parents are pressured by society because you know how like some society I can compare to Japan or not. I think Japan, right, if you're out of the norm, right, you will be looked upon a lot. Like this is what I heard. Because in Japan, let's say you're a salary man, they purposely work overtime so that they come home late, so that the neighbors don't say that that the neighbor's husband is lazy. So from what I see, right, in Taiwan, is I don't know now lah. Back then, they just didn't want to admit. They cannot believe. They cannot accept. Even if all the facts are against them, they cannot accept, right, that their child is going through some mental illnesses. And they start saying like, "Oh my God, it's a spirit. The spirits are haunting my little girl." I saw this one game, right, where the child was a. I don't think it's a real story, but the child, right, of the family, she got pressured too much and she has anxiety. So she has to like find ways to cope lah. While her parents just didn't believe her. They did not believe that she's like has an issue. They say my daughter is not crazy. In anger and all that. So then they go to this like zero ethics one. Legit man. Like these cult-like things, where you pay money to this person and the person will prescribe treatments to help your little girl. And at the end of the game, the daughter is just dead because she was forced to sit in a bath of oil because that was the cure to her disease. So it's like I think society has a huge impact also on whether the parents are willing to talk about it and willing to know that yes, my daughter's going through some issues. It does take strength to say that because maybe for some parents it's just too much to just admit that their child has an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of sad, man. Depressing. But I do hope that our society nowadays are much more open to, let's say, okay, yeah, I think my little daughter here has some anger issues. I need to help her out. Maybe more open to say that.
Yeah, I think slowly slowly in the future, right, parents do develop the understanding of their children having stress and mental disorders, they actually be there and listen for the children.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, I think
Smile it off.
I think that's enough questions, man. But then I think that's enough depressing stuff. So I got a few other things that's probably a bit more light-hearted to ask.
Mhm.
Okay.
So like, since we just talked about all that, right? What do you think can like help cure like a mental illness? Let's say this person has anxiety, right? How do you think you can help this person out to make him more confident? He doesn't overthink too much. What do you think can help with?
Anxiety.
What was it? What was it?
The question was, how do you now how do you better yourself? Like, let's say you have a friend who has anxiety, right? How do you help them out? How do you make them so that the anxiety is lessened to a much
I
better
mean,
degree?
I think just be there for them. Just me being there with them, I think is much better than not being there for them.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. Just hearing what they have to say, just being there by their side. I think that is like the most key thing and most strong thing to do.
I think there's no way to, help them cure it or help them, it's just they will go through they will just, what do you call that? They'll just go through it themselves. But we will just, stand there and be there for them. We just be there and listen lah. Comfort them, everything.
I think that's actually really good though. Actually, yeah, it's up to them, right? But we will support them still, even though most of the time it's only up to the person to solve it because it's not our anxiety, it's his or hers. think like believing in yourself, right? It really helps you for many things. Since if you don't believe that you can achieve this, right, then you will act like you won't achieve it. And if you act like you won't achieve it, later people see like, wait, this guy not gonna achieve it. So then the cycle continues, the cycle of like you never achieving it since you believe you won't. I've heard this thing where if some believes that you can do it, like if a coach goes to a random basketball player and always encourages him and always like believes that he will succeed, right? Yeah, support lah. He has a very high chance of succeeding lah, compared to the person where he gives no support. Lor. Since he believes he can, then he's willing to work for it and actually show the results. I think really like believing in yourself is such an important thing. If you really don't, right, then you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot, sometimes. Sometimes. You do think halfway, you don't believe in yourself, then
What's
you
the
know what
point?
happens.
What's really the point? To be honest, if it's like that.
Yeah, man. So I guess one very important thing, let's see. I guess that's the question that do you think? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Do you know why? I think this you can say related lah. Is there people you know who want to be correct all the time?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
a lot.
Yes.
Really?
You?
Man, I expected no.
You just
Huh?
like people who thinks they're like, what was it? Correct
You're
all the
always
time.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always correct.
No,
Definitely.
I literally hate those.
You
They
hate
don't want
them?
to accept the truth.
I hate those people like, oh, I'm correct in every way. I just hate them.
Oh boy.
I don't understand why. Why though? Why would they want to be like that?
I think it's just very selfish, no?
Normally, like everything has a reason behind it. I'm trying to think, like from my experiences of why they want to always be correct.
I think it's because like maybe for the past they weren't always right. They were being bullied, and maybe this makes them feel stronger, I guess. Maybe being right makes them feel stronger. Don't you
Maybe
think?
like maybe it validates them, Maybe like being I'm always right, man. I'm always right already. Maybe
Yeah.
it roots from an insecurity, do you think?
Yes. It's something that makes them insecure, and then being right just helps them be more
Feel
secure.
better.
Yeah.
You guys want to debate on this?
Uh,
It looks like it's going to be a debate.
Yeah, debate. Maybe later, maybe got one thing to debate about lah.
yeah.
Because I have a different opinion. But then I think, let me see. From what I see, if you want to be correct all the time, unfortunately though, we as a human species, right? We are wrong 90% of the time. Being correct all the time, right? It's better to just not talk. You be quiet, right? Then you're technically correct because I cannot say you're wrong if you don't talk, right? You're technically right if you don't talk. It is you're right. So,
Yeah.
But then, of course, I'm not telling whoever is watching to how you want to live your life. That's not up to me to decide. But I just think that if anyone here like is watching, right, that is always want to be correct all the time, right? That this is a mindset, right, and like a way, right, that would just cause quite a bit of trouble for you in the future. There's no way you can be correct at the time, and sometimes it's better to be wrong, so you will know the actual correct one instead of wanting to be correct. That's what I think.
Good
Okay.
thoughts.
So then I got a little bit of a debate topic here, lor.
Let's go into debate.
Sure, man. Sure.
All right. So, to me, right, is stress good or bad for you? Alright, maybe.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, someone have to say yes, right?
I'll
Can I
say
say
yes because
both?
I know why.
I would say
Both.
I would say both also. I'll say
There's,
both.
there's
say
good
yes.
ways and bad ways.
Yeah.
Stress in a good way and a bad way.
For me, I'll say yes lah.
Okay,
Okay.
what do you guys
Yeah,
have
why?
to say?
Who wanna say first? Me
Yeah, sure. Because he said yes.
3 against 1.
Alright. So from what I see, right, like stress is a natural response, like in your human body, like your brain, right? Did it say the first like emotion you feel, the first emotion is fear, ma? And is fear related to stress? Is it though? I guess you kind of say,
Sometimes,
right?
It
yeah,
can.
yeah, it can be related.
Some bit.
So I guess from what I think lah, like stress is a very natural emotion, that most people feel. And if most animals will feel stress also. So to me, right, if most things feel stress, right, that means stress, right, had a benefit for us since it was in evolution, whatever, blah blah blah, all that lah. And to me personally, even though I hate stress and I feel stressed out, I really hate it. I do think it's important, and you could say it's good for me because it does tell me and does signal me like, wait, you gotta get this done. It keeps reminding you, keeps what. So to me, stress, right, is good, but that doesn't mean it's all good, lah.
Yeah, yeah.
I hear from you guys. I hear from you guys.
Well, yeah, I agree with you because stress is a key that push you to go further. Without stress, you wouldn't do anything else. With no stress, then there's no point in living life.
Once again, no point.
Yeah, but stress is a need, lah. I guess it's something good, but not all the time. Too much stress.
Sometimes it's unnecessary. Sometimes
Yeah.
stress is very unnecessary.
Sometimes too much stress
be there.
gives you
Literally bad
medical
disease.
problems, but
Literally bad stuff.
yeah, a little
an
stress a
overthinking?
day keeps you going every day.
Too much stress ain't gonna be good, man. I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be sure.
Hold on, let me think.
Yeah, stress. Okay.
Why are you getting sad
Oh.
again?
Wait.
Is it that sad though? I mean, look at me, I'm smiling most of the time.
Oh,
Am I sad?
yes.
I mean, something to change the romance here, the situation.
But it
here.
is always important to discuss about this because, in my opinion, right, it feels like most people kind of like make mental health a bit hard to talk about. You know what I mean? Of course, it's not easy to talk about it, but sometimes it feels a bit unnecessarily. Like I don't want to talk about it. Mental health lah.
Sometimes mental health is a harsh topic to talk.
Yeah.
It can get triggering for some people, but I think we talking here can break it down to some people watching us to actually talk to
Have
other
some
people
thoughts
about it.
around students.
Yeah, just spread your feelings out. Maybe someone will listen to you. Don't be scared.
Most important, I think, is to be with the friends you trust, your true friends. You talk to them
Yes.
about it, right? I've learned that being a listener is actually really good. It's not like, oh, it's nothing, man. It's actually a lot, actually. If you listen to anyone's problem, basically be a listener and like be there for them. Like what Misha said, it really is like be there for them, right? It really means the world to anyone, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It really helps out. Sometimes you can be just a silent guy also, but if you listen, you know what they talk about. It's already so much already. I guess don't downplay your contributions, that you could say that.
Mm-hmm.
Friends help each other. Friends help each other out. That's how it is. That's what you are. And then,
So
Alright,
to
guys,
any
you guys-
viewers out there, if you have any problems, come text ICTS.
Don't text Robert.
Come text me.
His DMs are open, man.
My DMs are widely open.
Kind of friends will be watching the stream this episode. So these are our thoughts.
Our experiences. I mean,
Our
we've
experience
already told like whoever's
throughout the
watching.
entire
Yeah.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
These are our thoughts. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, man, real crazy, man. I mean, I'm just glad that all of us, right, so far, in my opinion, we're all doing pretty well already. We're all handling it pretty well so far, lah. That's what I think. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, guys, do you guys want to end it off already?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I think we did some good today also. Start
Yes.
discussing about this topic.
Yeah, we're open. We opened up.
Yeah, man, that's most important, man. That's what's important. Alright, so guys, well, that about wraps up this episode of the ICTS podcast. And as a little reminder for all of you viewers watching right now, you're probably going through some rough times. I just want to let you know it won't last forever. Times might be tough, but tough times make you stronger. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.